Boys, welcome back to another Brokowskis YouTube video. It has been a while, but we're finally back. It's just me today. Ethan won't be joining us, but we got our mock draft 1.0. This is more of a predictive mock draft. Obviously, you can't perfectly predict mock drafts. That is basically impossible, but just playing around with different scenarios. This one has trades in as well. It's just one round and get right into it. Also, one thing before we get started, I have it on like a PowerPoint presentation with like a layout like this. Me personally, I don't really like watching the videos where it's on the mock draft simulators. I find it harder to watch, not as enjoyable. Let me know in the comments what you guys prefer. If you guys prefer just on a mock draft simulator, I can do that for next time if we do another one of these. But yeah, just curious because I know I like these better, but curious what you guys think. Starting out at number 1 overall, Carolina Panthers. I got Bryce Young. The betting odds have heavily favored this in the past few days. It was looking like CJ Stroud for a while. But yeah, Bryce Young looks to be the pick. This is what I would do as well. I think Bryce Young is the best quarterback in the class. I think this is the right choice for the Panthers if they do end up going this route. And yeah, the betting odds heavily favoring this right now. Number 2, CJ Stroud. A lot of rumors right now that the Texans, if they don't have the quarterback they love fall to number 2, might not take one at all. And it kind of sounds like they like Bryce Young. Again, I went with CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud, no matter what, whether it's the Texans or another team trades up, I think he will be going number 2 overall. I have it being the Texans here. At number 3, we have the Colts trading up just to secure Anthony Richardson. Yes, it's only one spot move up, but there's been rumored tons of teams. I think it's 6 teams have called the Cardinals about moving up to that number 3 overall spot. So I have the Colts moving up only 1 spot to secure their guy, and the Cardinals also secure their guy, only moving back 1 spot. So yes, Anthony Richardson goes 3, and then Will Anderson, best defensive player. I mean, it could be Jalen Carter, but with all the off-field concerns, I think Will Anderson is quite clearly the number 1 defender right now. They get their guy. They're in pretty much a full-blown rebuild. They just need talent. Also got, I believe it was 1 extra pick. Yeah, we'll go there right now. So the trade, the Colts receive pick 3, the Cardinals receive 4, and their second-round pick. So yeah, pretty good for the Cardinals. Get the guy they would have taken anyways, get a free second-round pick. I think it's a win-win right there. Number 5, we got Jalen Carter. I know I just said the off-field concerns. I think the Seahawks are the type of team, though. They can make it work. Bunch of different personalities in that locker room over the years. Think of the Legion of Boom. Yeah, I think Jalen Carter, this was also the pick they got for the Russell Wilson trade, so they still do have a second first-round pick. I think they can risk it a little bit. If Jalen Carter hits, he might be the best player in the class. He is insane. Super, super good. So I have the Seahawks taking Jalen Carter at number 5. Number 6, Detroit Lions just traded away their corner. I can't even think. 3rd overall pick to the Falcons. I'm blanking on his name right now. Hopefully it comes to me. But yeah, they just traded him away for a 5th round pick. They signed a few guys in the offseason, but I still think they could use some work in that cornerback room. I have Christian Gonzalez. A lot of the betting odds have Witherspoon being the number 1 corner, but I got Gonzalez going 6, and then Witherspoon going 7 to the Raiders. The Raiders secondary on paper looks really, really bad right now. They could go Will Levis. I'm not the biggest Jimmy G fan. I would try to find a future quarterback that is not Jimmy G, but I don't think they would do that. I think the rumors are that they want either Young or Stroud, so they would have to trade up to 2. I don't know if they're going to do that, so I have Witherspoon here at number 7. Then at number 8, I have the Titans moving up for Will Levis, only move up 3 spots. A lot of rumors that they're trying to get to 3, probably to get Richardson, but I still think Will Levis would be a good fit in that offense. Tannehill, he's not horrible. It's just getting up there in age. Kind of need a future quarterback. Malik Willis, I loved Willis last year, but Willis did not look like the guy. I think they need a more stereotypical quarterback. Tall, stand in the pocket. Will Levis can move, obviously, but yeah, I think this is a good fit for the Titans. In the trade here, they got 8. They gave up 11 and 72. So the 3rd round pick didn't give up too much. Obviously, a lot cheaper than it would have been going up to 3 overall. Then moving on, we got 9 Chicago Bears. We got Peter Skoronski. They need offensive linemen to protect Justin Fields. Just glitched a little bit there, but they need offensive linemen super, super bad. Whether Skoronski is either a guard or a tackle, either way, they just need help on the offensive line. Super, super bad. I think they want Jalen Carter. I don't know if that's the best fit. Obviously, Carter's a beast, but I don't know if that team's far enough along to support the off-field concerns. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. At number 10, the Jets see the first offensive lineman off the board. They move up to just secure. They need a left tackle. Yes, Mekhi Becton's there, but always injured. Aaron Rodgers needs an offensive line going to the Jets. So they move up with the Eagles to secure the offensive tackle. And the Eagles move back to a guy that I think they could take anyways. So yeah, we'll get to that in a few picks. But then 11 Falcons, Tyree Wilson. I had Tyree Wilson falling a bit here. Most likely he's a top 5, top 6, top 7 pick. Just in this scenario, again, this is just playing around with different scenarios. He fell to 11. Falcons fans, I think, would be celebrating. They move back, pick up an extra, I believe it was a third round pick 72 in this situation, and still get one of the top edge rushers. I think they would be super, super happy with this. 12, Texans, Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think this just makes way too much sense. If they go CJ Stroud at number 2, they get from 2 years ago his top weapon, or not his top weapon, but like kind of was like in yards. He had 1,600 receiving yards 2 years ago. Yeah, this would be super fun. It's kind of like the whole, Burrow and Chase teamed up. It would be CJ Stroud, Jackson Smith-Njigba in Houston. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And then the Eagles move back for a player they could have taken at 10 anyways, pick up a free pick, get Bijan Robinson. I know the betting odds are not in the favor of this right now. I just think this makes so much sense. The Eagles, obviously in a win now window, made it to the Super Bowl, lost. What is the one player that would help them today if they join the team? Is Bijan Robinson. They lost Miles Sanders in free agency. The running back room isn't horrible, but Bijan Robinson steps in. Honestly, I think he's a top 5 running back the day he steps into the NFL. He is that good of a prospect. I think this helps the Eagles day one. As a Giants fan, I would hate this. It would not be fun, but I think this makes the Eagles better. I think this makes a ton of sense. Then the Patriots at 14 go Deonte Banks. They love their secondary players. Banks is a beast. He looks super, super good. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense for New England there. They could also consider JSN, but JSN's obviously gone at this point. Then 15, the Packers go Dalton Kincaid. Seen a lot of rumors that they want a tight end. Obviously, Tonyan leaving. He went to the Bears in the offseason. Kincaid, probably more of the receiving option. Mayer would be more of the not hybrid, but like blocker and receiver. I think they just need weapons for Jordan Love. They got Christian Watson, looked great last year. Romeo Doubs was solid. Get Kincaid, get a passing, easy target for Jordan Love there. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Packers. And then Commanders at 16 go Joey Porter Jr. Again, I think those are the top 4 corners. I think it's Porter. I think it's Banks, Witherspoon, and Gonzalez. They need cornerback help. Joey Porter looks awesome. And yeah, we'll see a team that would want probably Porter, but obviously gone. Then trades, so the Jets got 10, the Eagles get 13, 112, and then a 2024 third. Again, Eagles could take Bijan anyways at 10. In this scenario, I'm just saying they get Bijan, so they pick up 112 and a 2024 third. I think it makes a lot of sense for both teams. And then the Steelers, a lot of people saying it'd be tons of fun if they got Joey Porter. Obviously, his dad was a legend for the Steelers, but Steelers need offensive linemen super, super bad. They get Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia. I think this helps them a ton. Again, their offensive line not great. Second-year quarterback, you want to help him as much as possible. You got some great weapons already. Najee's pretty solid running back. Pickens and Deontay Johnson, 2 great receivers right now. Need to fix up that offensive line. Obviously got Freiermuth, great tight ends. So yeah, get some alignment for Kenny Pickett, make his job a little bit easier there. Number 18, the Lions go Kalijah Kancey. They miss out on Jalen Carter at number 6 there. He goes number 5. So they go Kalijah Kancey. Really, really fun defensive tackle prospect. Turning on the highlights, he is lightning quick. Tons of fun to watch his highlights. Even the film and everything looks really, really good there. 19 New York Giants. I have them trading up to get Jordan Addison. And again, I'm a Giants fan. My personal 2 options would be JSN or Jordan Addison. I have them trading up to secure their guy. Again, Seahawks could take a receiver. Chargers could take a receiver. I know the Ravens just signed Odell, but they could take a receiver. Vikings could take a receiver. So they jump all those teams, make sure they get their guy in Jordan Addison. Yes, the weight is a little bit of a concern. Could be a bit of an outlier, but he was so good in college, especially that second year in Pittsburgh. The Blindikoff winner, he was insane. So the Giants moving up to get their guy. Plus the Buccaneers moving back. They're in a bit of a rebuild. They just need picks. So I think it makes sense for both sides. 20 Seahawks goes Zay Flowers. I think they would have wanted Jordan Addison, but Zay Flowers still a good fit in their offense right there. Then Chargers, Michael Mayer. I see a lot of receiver to them. I think tight end makes a little bit more sense. Palmer's young. Palmer's good. Keenan Allen is getting up there, but Keenan Allen's still good. They're competing. Mike Williams is a beast, obviously. I think Michael Mayer, blocking tight end and receiving tight end makes a ton of sense. I would love this fit a ton for the Chargers if they got Michael Mayer or Dalton Kincaid. Both of those guys I think make a ton of sense for the Chargers at 21. Then at 22 I have the Chiefs. Moving up for Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, obviously the Combine warrior. He blew up the Combine sub 4.40 for an edge rusher. I think he was a top 1 or 2 edge prospect in his high school recruiting class. High recruit, great player. Chiefs moving up. Plus, it was the Ravens moving down. I think the Ravens possibly could have wanted Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers or one of the top 4 corners. All those guys are gone, so pick up a few extra picks. Plus, I have a guy that I think fits their scheme nice that they could get. later on at 31. So I think it makes sense for both sides there. Nolan Smith to the Chiefs. Then at 23, the Vikings go Quinn and Johnson. Quinn and Johnson, one of those boomer bust players. I don't know how I feel about him right now. I know some people love him. Some people are completely out on him. I think with the Vikings makes a lot of sense. He's not expected to be the one. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is the clear-cut wide receiver one for the Vikings, so no pressure on Johnson there. Just be a nice compliment, offer some upside, hopefully run after catch type upside plays for the Vikings there, and they can grow into that role as he progresses. Then at 24, Jacksonville Jaguars, Brian Branch. The Jaguars are looking like a really nice team right now. Get them an extra safety or even a nickel corner. He can play a bunch of different roles. Brian Branch, super fun player. I think this makes a lot of sense for the Jaguars. Improve that secondary a little bit. And then the trade, glitched again, but Giants get 19. Buccaneers get 25. Third round pick at 89. And then I just threw in a 7th round pick, 243. Again, Buccaneers been in a bit of a rebuild. Just picking up a few extra picks makes sense there. Then Chiefs. They lost Frank Clark, so moving up for Nolan Smith, get 22. And then Ravens get 31, 95, and 122. And then the last 7 picks here, we got the Bucs moving back. Lucas Van Ness, they could have went Kalijah Kancey, but he was gone at 18. The Bucs just, again, need just good football players. Lucas Van Ness fell a little bit in this situation. So yeah, pick him up here. Dallas Cowboys, Mazi Smith. In the NFC East, with all these run-heavy teams, obviously Giants with Saquon, if he does sign the franchise tag. With Eagles, were crazy running last year. Even Washington's decent running team. So need some defensive linemen, need to stop the run in this division. Mazi Smith, I think, makes a lot of sense for the Cowboys there. I know they're connected to Bijan a ton, but obviously Bijan in this situation is long gone. 27 Buffalo Bills, Osiris Torrance. I've seen them connected a lot to receivers. The receivers are all gone at this point. They need some offensive linemen. Osiris Torrance, it might be a little bit early, but I think it just makes them better. Osiris Torrance, the best guard in the draft. 28 Bengals go Darnell Washington. I think they would have liked Kincaid or Mayer to fall, but Darnell Washington, great blocker. Obviously, that's been like the big thing with the Bengals is their O-line has not been protecting him really at all. It's been pretty horrible for Joe Burrow there. So Darnell Washington, great blocking tight end. Also, massive dude, 6'7", red zone threat. I don't think he has the highest, craziest vert in the world, but still, super tall option. I think that makes sense for the Bengals there. Extension of the offensive line, plus another weapon for Joe Burrow. 29, Saints go Miles Murphy. Had him falling a little bit as well. But yeah, they could use edge rushers. They lost Marcus Davenport to the Vikings in free agency. I think that makes a lot of sense for them there. Get younger as well. Obviously, also Cameron Jordan getting up there in age. And then the Eagles, Brian Brzee. Just make that defensive line even scarier. Brzee. Didn't have the craziest season the past few years, but dealing with a ton of off-the-field stuff. I still think the sky's the limit for him. He was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school. Yeah, Brzee, tons of upside. And then Ravens, I got them going Keely Ringo. The top 4 corners were off the board when they were picking. They moved back, get a few extra picks. And I think they're moving a bit more to zone. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ravens fans, but I think still press man, corner, fits their scheme, at least what they've run in the past. Keely Ringo, he's been falling in mocks a ton recently. But, you move back, get a few extra picks. Keely Ringo, I think, fits the scheme. Still has tons of upside. I'm not too sure why everyone's souring on him. I'm not saying he should be like a top 15 pick or whatnot, but still think he's high upside, really good player. And yeah, that's the mock draft. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And yeah, thanks again for watching. See you boys next time.